It's been a while. It's been a minute. Let me get the microphone going here. I've missed you guys. Let's find us on Facebook and get this party rolling. See what the picture looks like. I don't even know if my camera's in the right spot. Hopefully I'm on the right page. Yep, I am. Oh yeah, that'll be all right. So how are you tonight? You guys, we slipped right into December, didn't we? We slipped right into December. It's like, how in the world does that happen? How does that happen? Got crap all over this table, you guys. Tonight we're going to do something different that I've never tried, but I'm going to try it. So we'll wait for a few people to get on. If you catch me live, you see the live up in that corner. If you don't, then you're on the replay, and if you'd hashtag replay, I'd greatly appreciate it. So tonight we are going to do some ornaments. And I know you guys have probably seen other people do them. I've never done them, and I'm going to try it. These are acrylic, so they're plastic. Non-breakable, which is fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. So what they're doing is they're making them into a faux velvet. And doing that, is anybody on? Come and say hi. So this color I'm using is called Thicket. It's from Delta Americana. And it's just kind of a... So what you do is you paint it. And I think you can use acrylic or chalk paint. And then you cover it in like baby powder, baking soda. I think even cornstarch would probably work. Any kind of a white, dusty powder. And when the paint is wet and then you dust it off. Very pretty and very easy. But you need to get the paint on because you want the paint to be wet when you put the powder stuff on it. But here's the deal. How do you hold it while you're doing it? So we're going to do a few of these in a few different colors. And I have never done it, so I have no idea. I do know you need to get it covered, and then you need to put baking soda. I'm using baking soda. You can use whatever you want. I'm using baking soda. And you sprinkle that on there. Once I get it into the bowl. I think it's going to go all the way around, but it doesn't. Boy, oh boy, you guys, there's a trick to that, I'm going to tell you. Okay, first one we're going to see. So I think I'm just going to let that sit there and dry for a minute. Let's see what happens. Hi, Carly. I know, I'm just trying these. I'm not sure. But I'm going to do a couple in this color and a couple in the turquoise. I wonder if there's something that I could set that on. I suppose. That'll work. But, I mean, it'll only work till I set it down. Right? That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Hi, Jennifer. Let me see. So I think you want to keep your strokes, you know, kind of going in the same direction. Don't be all willy-nilly. We'll see here. I saw this on My Eclectic Treasures, and it's Labriska, and she wanted to do some velvet looking ornaments for her tree, so she did this, and they turned out absolutely gorgeous. Everybody got their tree up? You guys, I had a crazy, I haven't seen you guys for a week. I'm going to set that right there for a second. Set it in the paint because it's not going to hurt anything. So now I got the trouble of, what do I do with this one? I'm going to try to set it down like that. Try to set it down like that. I'm kind of ready to let this baking soda go, so it's fine. I wouldn't recoup it and use it. Not that you couldn't, but I don't think that I would feel good about that. Baking soda is cheap. That's about the only thing that's cheap anymore, you guys. Even cornstarch is cheap. And you know, you can go to Dollar Tree or Dollar Store and buy baby powder. They're using all kinds of things for that, so don't be afraid. Hi, Lori. Don't be afraid to try and use something different. So how was your Thanksgiving? I haven't seen anybody or heard from anybody since Thanksgiving. We had a very good Thanksgiving. We had 28 people, and I'm going to see if I can pick that up without screwing it up. 28 I fed, and I feel like I need to let those dry, guys. Come on, stand up. There we go. Hey, Chris. Thought I might see you today, girl. I was out here. Working on some ornaments. Yeah, we did. We had a lot of people. It was wonderful. It really was. Well, hello, Becca. How are you? Let's see, 3. Maybe I should just leave that thing on, but I feel like I should take it off. Maybe we'll do a different color. Yeah, we had 28. My brother, my youngest brother, worked out here on my laser all day and couldn't get it going. But he knocked, well, somehow the first focal lens on my laser fell out of the holder. So I wrote the company today. I have to do everything by email. So I sent them a message today. And first they thought it was a mirror. And I go, I don't think it's a mirror. I think it's something else. And then I showed them a picture and they're like, oh yeah. I go, please refer to my picture. And they did. And he goes, oh yeah, it's whatever it was. So I had to order that part. $150. Then I realized when my brother was here that they had sent me the wrong lens. I had ordered a 2.5 and they sent me a 1.5. And I told him, I go, listen, I have almost a $7,000 paperweight sitting here, and we need to figure out how to get this thing going because I'm starting to get pissy about it. So now the guy says, you can't really align it until you get that part and get that in there. He goes, I wouldn't mess with the alignment. So there you go. So now I have to wait for that part to come. This doesn't cover near as well as that other color did. Maybe it's just the brush. You want it going thick, you guys, because you want the baking soda or the baby powder or the cornstarch or whatever you use to adhere. So we did have a great Thanksgiving though. I wonder if I can set that one down without, oh no, probably not. We'll see if I messed it up. It's hard, you guys, to maneuver these. Did anybody do Black Friday shopping? I did not. I had grandkids all day that day. We had the Nebraska-Iowa game, and Iowa kicked our butts. And my family all went to that. Except me. I stayed home with grandkids. And I believe on that day my daughter came. That was Friday. She did. She came that day and hung out with us. What's that little goober? Oh, that's just a baking soda chunk. So they all had fun. And my son Josh was here. They stayed, well, they left Friday. They left about, I don't know, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, something like that. Because the weather was getting a little dicey. The weather was getting dicey. So I want to let these dry. And then we want to take a brush and brush them off. And so I'm going to use, probably, just going to use this little beautiful paintbrush that's never been touched by paint. So that was Thanksgiving and Friday. And then Saturday, I had let's see, no I didn't. I did not have a craft show Saturday. Saturday we just must have hung out. Saturday, my son from St. Louis left, and his family went home in crappy weather almost all the way. I was so worried about them. But they made it. And they didn't have school yesterday. They got out at 1 yesterday, and they were out today. So their weather was crappy. But my daughter-in-law showed me, and they were playing out in the snow. My laser is, I got it a year ago in July. It's not very old, Lori. Hi, Barb. Oh, sister-in-law's coming tomorrow. I figured you were busy. Online shopping. I've started to do that. My laser, Lori, I think I figured out it was 6 or 15 months old. No, these are plastic, Pam. These are plastic. These are acrylic. I guess that's what they are. Plastic, shatterproof. So we're making them look like velvet. So I wonder. So you just lightly brush off the baking soda. But now I'm seeing the spots that I missed. And then a spot where on the bottom that it kind of got. But still, this is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Wonder why that gathered down there. Think I can get that in there without ruining it. So you guys all got your trees up and all that business? I finished mine this morning. It's just going to be what it's going to be. Guys, it seriously looks like velvet. Except where I screwed it up. Wonder if I can almost see. I'm going to wait on that one a little bit. Where can I put it? This one is probably the driest. You know what? That sunk in right there. So I must have got it too hot with that Ranger. So note to self, these are plastic and it is dry. And they absolutely look like velvet. Let me get all that stuff off. I bet you could seal them with, let me see if I can get that one up close enough. You guys see how that looks like? So you can paint glass or acrylic, and you just sprinkle on your baby powder or whatever you're using and make it have a velvet effect. Well, I'm gonna, if I have to call them and have them do one-on-one, I told that to my brother. I said, if I have to call them and tell them to do one-on-one support, and I think that you can do that, you guys, but I think that I'm just gonna dump that back in there. If I dump it back out again. I'm pretty sure that you can do that, but it costs you money. And you know what? These would be pretty in a dough bowl, something like that. I gotta think of something I can put it on though. What could I set it in? Maybe I'll just take one of these out. So I'm in the process, you guys, of taking this out and putting in a new background. That's been on my mind too. I tell you, too much stuff in my head. Too much stuff floating in this head. My son finds out this Friday, or he does not find out this Friday. The doctors all meet this Friday to discuss his case and to see where he goes at this point. When he was here over the holiday weekend, the poor kid looked like hell, I'm not going to lie. He looked puffy, he looked pale, he wasn't his happy, usual self. I mean, I could tell that he was miserable, and it just broke my heart. And I went upstairs one time, and he goes, "Mom, just look at my legs," and he just cannot get rid of that fluid. That is because his heart isn't working right. He's not getting rid of that fluid, and so he's miserable. So they go to their weekly meeting this week on Friday, and they will let him know, he says, probably by Wednesday next week. So I'll know by Wednesday next week what in the heck's going on. Meaning, and you know my kid, he's like, well, if they're going to do surgery, I just as soon get it over with. I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't know. And his wife was like, I don't know, Josh, if we want to do it before Christmas. But that's his deal, not mine. I'm there to support him no matter what. You know, your kids, your baby's your baby no matter what. Even when they're 45 years old, they're still your baby. And we've been through a lot with him. We're lucky to have him. See, my trouble is I get my fingers in it, you guys, when I'm turning it around. I don't know how to not do that. And then, what do? I guess just lightly. There we go. And then I guess just put that stuff on there to cover that up. It's been a long, need to go to bed. You're like John. My husband went to bed at 7:30 tonight. 7:30. I'm like, what in the world? But you know what? He gets up at, I bet you do too, Barb. Get up way too early. He gets up like at 4:30 or some stupid number. Some stupid number. I'm like, what in the world? Are you nuts? Well, I can't sleep. I bet I can. I go, well, I bet you could if you just laid there. Well, I toss and I turn. I just toss and turn. I go, I guess. Aren't they pretty? This one is beautiful. I'm going to hang that on my tree. Even though it's got a bump in the bottom. Its butt sunk in. Once they're dry, you guys, they're dry. I mean, it's cool. Very cool. I'll set it up there so you can see it. Is this one dry yet? Should be. But man, be careful with this thing because this baby gets hot. So you kind of just have to remember that it'll mute a color. But I really liked that. I love that color, that thicket color. And then just lightly brush your stuff off. Oh, and I had another epic fail today, you guys. Sometimes I do the dumbest dang things. You know how you know when you cause your own grief. So my husband and I go to Las Vegas every year in January, and this year, and I mean, it's always exciting to go, but when you've been going every year since, we've literally gone every year since like 1994. So it's, I mean, it's fun. I'm not going to lie. It's fun. And we have a good time, usually. But last year we had a really good time because I hit a royal and so did my husband. But we about died, both of us. They are plastic. And this is what you paint them, and while they're wet, you put baking soda on them, and then you dust off the baking soda, and you get this muted, velvet-looking ornament. This one turned out good. This one, not so good. I think I started wiping it off too soon. Let's see if I can not ruin this one. So this year, I told him that this one wasn't quite dry either. Right there, it's not quite dry. I told him this year I wanted to go to the Sphere and see the Wizard of Oz experience, which is like, I can't even remember what no, it's still wet because I'm screwing it up. You got to make sure they're dry, you guys. So the Wizard of Oz is at the Sphere. It's like in 8K or something. I mean, it's some stupid number. And when you have like when they're walking through the forest picking the apples start flying in the audience. And when the tornado comes through, paper and stuff is flying. I mean, it's the Twister. And they say when the poppies, you can smell the poppies, and there's just different, I mean, it's a real experience. It's a real experience. So I go online and I go to buy tickets, and I don't know what I put in. I feel like I put in just the Wizard of Oz Sphere tickets or something like that. I Googled something like that. And so then up came tickets for sale, and I feel like they were on Ticketmaster. And I bought them. And then I found out that we aren't going to be there that day. We're going in the next day. So now I have to try to sell those tickets. So I called Ticketmaster. They were resale tickets, meaning that somebody else went in there and listed the tickets for sale. And so I don't even know who I bought them from. But my husband went and looked at the credit card bill, and it was like goticket.com or something. So I went to that site and I put in, then I went to the Sphere or Ticketmaster. I went to actual Ticketmaster, rebought our tickets because I couldn't exchange them. So either I sell them or I eat them. And you guys, we paid double the price for those tickets. When I went into Ticketmaster, which I thought that's where I went the first time, I bought tickets and paid $250 a piece, and they are $125 tickets. I about puked. So I went ahead and rebought the tickets, and we're going to go on Wednesday that week. We used to always fly in on Sunday, so I booked the tickets for Monday. Well, we fly in on Monday, and my husband goes, well, we're going to be okay. We fly in at 9:30 in the morning. No, we fly in at 9:30 at night. So we would miss the show because my tickets were for 5 o'clock. So I hope that I can at least, I put them for $400 because I paid $500, but I know that they're not going to sell for $400 because you can go right now and buy a ticket at Ticketmaster for $125. So actually, by the time I got done paying the fees, I think we paid almost $300 for the 2 tickets. So if I could get $250 out of those tickets, I'd be happy. I told John, if I can even just get what we paid for the next round, I mean, we probably are not gonna make back. And he was like, whatever. And me, I'm just like, it's making me sick. Because why do people have to take advantage of you like that? Thanks, Tracy. Yeah, they're kind of fun. You can use baby powder, you can use baking soda, you can use cornstarch, you can use whatever you want. And it just gives you a velvet. If you look at them, these two I didn't do so good on. But this one is really pretty. You can really see the velvet look to it. It's pretty. And I love that color. So yeah, between that, my laser, and my kid, I've about had it. I've about had it. So this weekend, or last night, I had my little craft show. That's why I wasn't here. And I won't be here Thursday night. My granddaughters have their Christmas concert at 6 and 7, and it's an hour away, so we won't get home till 8:30 or 9 on Thursday night. And then Friday, I go to Syracuse, Nebraska, was where our youngest son lives, and I'm going to do a craft show that, this one's dry. If they're dry, you guys, you can hold them. So that's the ticket. But I can't figure out how to keep them dry while or how to stop from messing them up when I am trying to paint them. I suppose you could go back over them with your paintbrush maybe and I suppose you could spray them with a matte sealer, but I would want it to be a matte sealer. I wouldn't want to affect the velvet look. Tomorrow morning, I get to go get a crown on my tooth. Aren't you guys excited? Isn't that exciting? Said nobody ever. Let's do a couple red ones. And let's try, I'm going to use that like a dustpan. Let's try chalk paint and see if that does any different. Let me grab crimson. Let me grab the crimson. This feels like it's thick. Maybe I can't even get it open. Oh my gosh. Nope. I'm going to have to get a squeeze bottle. Can't do that one, girls. Not going to happen. That's why I stick them in these squeeze bottles. Because those things, you cannot get those babies open. Yep, tomorrow is crown day. So maybe I should do let's see if we can figure out. I don't know if you guys have ever painted with chalk paint on plastic, but I'm telling you right now, if I leave this chalk paint in this dish and it gets hard, I throw the dish away. It's like almost impossible to get the chalk paint out of it. You have to scrape it out. See, I cannot. You want it thick, but I can see on my other ones that if you leave like drag lines, you're going to see them. Okay. Let's see what this one looks like. So I'll be here tomorrow night. I will not be here Thursday night or Friday night because I will be in Syracuse on Friday night and I will be at the concert on Thursday night. We're getting to the busy time of the year. And this will be my last craft show. And last night, all I sold was ornaments. So that's kind of where I'm at this point. We'll see. These guys have never, these guys have never had me before down there, so maybe it'll be something new for them that they'll all just freak out and buy all my stuff. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? You guys, we might have a perfect one. Took 4 to get it, but see, I'll make all the mistakes so you don't have to. Oop, just about laid my hand in it right there. And then I got to hit the ground running to get my Christmas shopping done, you guys. Holy cats. Time's a ticking, isn't it? You guys done with that? Nope, I did it one time many years ago and did not enjoy it or find anything I wanted or needed. What was that for, Lori? You have not, Becca. We've had snow. It's melting today. It melted today. It got up to 40 something today, but tonight is supposed to be like an all-time low, like our worst low. And tomorrow then, our high, we're gonna reach it like early in the morning. I have to go to the dentist. And then, tomorrow's Wednesday. I gotta go deliver some stuff I made for a girl. Go see my friend Heather and deliver some things that I made for her that I cut out before my laser crapped out on me. You know, I had nightmares that my laser would do that at some point, but I just hoped it wouldn't be that quick. 15 months isn't very long to have a laser. So when you scrape it off, you can kind of see, like I can see some of the red come off with it. So I feel like that maybe the red isn't dry if it does that. I don't know that, but I just feel like it is. So I think I'm going to take that first layer off, you guys, and then I'm going to, I feel like it's up around here that it's not dry. I'm going to try and dry that some more. So I can't set up for the craft show until Saturday morning at 7 o'clock. And John thinks he's going to come Saturday. I wonder, though. I mean, we could go Friday when he got off work. Or, you know, or a little bit later in the afternoon or something. Seems to me silly to drive 2 cars for 3 hours. This red is pretty, but there is a spot there that's not, that's a spot that is not dry. I can very much tell that's not dry. And it's probably where my red was puddled up. And then when I go to brush it away, it brushes away the wetness. There we go. That's better. Much better. So you get the look of velvet for a very inexpensive price. Because these were 50% off. So I got all of them for $5.50. $5.50. That's pretty cheap. No, then I scraped it with my fingernail. What a goofball. After I had it so pretty. Let's see if I can fix that. Then you guys, you could put like a really pretty ribbon. Let me see what I have here. Let me see what I have here. Like this pretty. The thing is these are all one-sided. But you could run your ribbon through. So when I get my back done here, I'll be able to hang things on the wall is what I want to be able to do. Hang things on the wall, but I also want shelving. So we'll see how that goes. I would just take this, and then I would just tie this into a knot. And how stinking gorgeous would this be with some greenery on top of it? If my hands would work. There we go. Like that. Isn't that pretty, you guys? Oh my gosh. And you guys, that stuff will not come off. It goes into the paint. So it just has a velvety look, doesn't it? It just looks soft. It just looks soft. I see a spot there that looks a little bit different than my other. I'm just going to let that dry for a second. So you guys should try that. You should give it a shot. Since I got this red paint out here, I'm going to do one more in red. And then I think we're going to be good. And that's only because I've got this paint out here, you guys. You know what you can do too? You can mix baking soda in with your paint if you want your paint to have a texture. No, Pam, my ceramic oven burned up too. It went out on me. So I'm in the process of trying to find one of those. And I called around to see if anybody had a good used one. And what they have down in Kansas is way too small. And what they have in Nebraska is brand new. So they want like, oh my God, they were crazy expensive, like expensive. So no thank you. My phone just beeped. Let me make sure that that didn't mess up our live. Let me just make sure. Here we go. Are we back again? Yeah, they want, I'm thinking like $10,000, and I'm like, oh hell no. Not just no, but hell no. Not, I know when I can get one way cheaper than that used. So, I mean, come on. I have bought them before for like $200. So I'm not paying $10,000. Nope, 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 nope. Not gonna, oh gosh, darn it. Such a nut, you guys. I can't do anything. I can't do anything right. I got a ceramic oven full of stuff that needs to be fired, and I have 2 trees sitting here that need to be fired, and I don't know anybody that can fire. Someone said that I could go to a school and get them, but I'm not that excited about doing that. But I guess if it comes to that. Somebody wanted me to paint a set, a nativity set. I think before Christmas. I'm like, no. Actually, what she wanted was a very simple, it was just painted and antiqued and then glazed. So it would have been simple. But I wasn't. I'm not doing that this year. My hands are full. My hands are full, and I gotta, you guys, I have to, you know, sometimes you just have to stop. Just have to stop and don't mess up your simple life. I got enough stress going on. I don't need the stress of having to worry about that. Oh, I love that. I'm going to hang that on my tree. And I'm going to hang that, one of these too. What color ribbon would I put on that one? I don't even know. It's kind of a green. It's like a, it's kind of a, I don't know. Like an army green or something. I have some gingerbread men. I could do that. That's cute. Gold. Red. Thing is most of it's wired. I might, let's see, I have turquoise, don't I? A turquoise one. I'm gonna put this little gingerbread band on something. Maybe this turquoise one. Since it's one-sided ribbon, it works well for this kind of thing. I got paint all over my fingers. Looks like everybody bailed out. I'm down to 3, huh? I appreciate you that stay with me. You guys have no idea how I appreciate that. if that's a wired ribbon. I don't think so. That might be pretty in this one. It is a wired ribbon. Didn't think so, but now I can see the wire in it, but I think I'm going to use it anyway because it's a really delicate wire. We put a real tree up, so our tree just went up this weekend. Wish I could hang those, but I took down all my hangers too, you guys. I took them all down because I'm going to tear this down, and I don't know if I'm keeping this or not. I might dump it. I might dump it. If I keep it, I'm going to have to cut it shorter. So I don't know if I can do that or not. There you go. This one is still wet, so I'm going to let that dry. So we're going to call it, girls. So if you have any questions, just send me a message. Very simple. Just wet paint, soda, baby powder, cornstarch, white. Just something white. And you can have yourself a velvet ornament. I don't even know if they sell velvet ornaments anymore. But there you go. Take it to the dump. Oh, she needs to go potty. Yeah, that Ginger will hit me right as soon as I get in. Yeah, this Tracy was a headboard that he got in the furniture store, and it was damaged, and he was going to throw it away. And I'm like, wait a minute, don't throw that away. I can use that. So we brought it in here and put it up there, and it worked great. But now I have a piece of furniture in the house that's, I think, 5 feet. It's a cupboard that's 5 feet wide, and it has doors and drawers and those kind of things. And I think I want that out here. I can do a lot of storage in that. A lot of storage. Whereas this one, I really can't. So I would so I've thought about cutting this off, cut the legs off and set this on top of that, but I don't know if I'll do that or not. If I don't, I will take glass blocks and put a few shelves up on top of that other thing, and then I'll just use the back wall. So I'll get it figured out. Always changes. Trying to, when you have a spot, and I have this spot out here, I have to utilize every inch of my space. And it would be nice to have that for storage. To have that. And my living room was like wall-to-wall furniture. And I'm kind of getting over that too. And my kids were like, Josh said, Mom, you have like furniture everywhere in this living room. Like every wall is furniture. And he's right, I do. And so I thought, so I moved my buffet out of there and put it in the dining room where this other piece of furniture was. And I will take that long thing and bring it out here. But John's got a crick in the neck, so he can't do it right now. So I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to have to be patient. My whole life is about patience. My laser, my shelf, everything, I have to be patient. I'm not a very patient person. I think I am, but I'm not. It's like, come on, dude, let's go. Let's get her rolling. All right, guys, I appreciate you all so much. Thanks for coming out, and I will see you next time, which should be tomorrow as far as I know. Have a great night. I'll talk to you later. Bye.